What is important about that finding is that it raises a big question mark over our entire notion of the prehistory of the world. With 130,000 years of human prehistory, of which only the last 13,000 years have been documented because of the archaeological dogma that there was no point in looking deeper. Goodness knows what was happening here.
The Earth is only 29% land. The rest is all water. In these waters are secrets hiding, waiting for us to find them. 1. The mystery under the sea. In 2010, scientists made a remarkable discovery under the Black Sea. It was a path, kind of a road, and you could walk on it. From it, you could literally walk off of it and launch yourself into another river within it. It led to an underwater river, which was found during research conducted by a team using advanced technology, including autonomous underwater vehicles like AutoSub 3. Without it, this place would have never been discovered. The undersea river is a vast and powerful current, stretching approximately 60 kilometers, 37 miles in length, up to 115 feet deep, and around 0.6 miles wide. With a flow rate of 780,000 cubic feet per second, it would rank as the 6th largest river in the world if it were on the surface, but it's completely underwater. The river flows at a speed of about 4 miles per hour and originates from the Mediterranean Sea, flowing through the Bosphorus Strait into the Black Sea. It formed around 7,500 years ago when the Bosphorus Strait developed a two-way depth-separated flow. This allowed denser, saltier Mediterranean water to flow into the Black Sea at the bottom, while the lighter, fresher Black Sea water flowed out at the surface. 2. The Bimini Road. In September 1968, divers Joseph Manson Valentine, Jacques Mayol, and Robert Angove discovered the Bimini Road, an underwater road found off the northwest coast of North Bimini Island in the Bahamas. This discovery was very unexpected, and they didn't even know what they were looking at the time. The formation is about 0.5 miles long and lies 18 feet underwater. It consists of limestone blocks that are generally rectangular or subrectangular in shape, appearing to be systematically arranged. One look at it, and it was clear that this wasn't a random formation. Someone had put it there. The limestone blocks used to create this underwater road vary in size, with some reaching up to 13 feet in length. They are primarily made of beach rock, a sedimentary rock formed from carbonate sediments. The formation runs in a northeast-southwest direction and ends with a distinctive hook on its southwest side. The blocks themselves are flat with rounded corners. All of the blocks are irregular and show signs of significant erosion. A 1980 study using uranium-thorium dating suggested the formation might be around 12,000, 15,000 years old, but all of the research comes out with a different result. This road is one of the most mysterious ones ever found. 3. Croatian Underwater Road. This ancient pathway, now buried under layers of sea mud, once connected the island to a prehistoric settlement that has since been submerged. It's right off the coast of Korčula Island, Croatia, and is at least 7,000 years old. The road is approximately 13 feet wide and was constructed with very carefully arranged stone slabs. It served as a link between Korčula and an artificial landmass known as Solin, which hosted a Neolithic settlement from the Hvar culture. Radiocarbon analysis of preserved wood found at the site suggests that the settlement dates back to around 4900 BC. With the remnants of the road, archaeologists have also discovered a range of Neolithic artifacts at this underwater site. These include stone tools such as knives and axes, as well as fragments of millstones. This discovery offers important insights into how ancient societies adapted to coastal environments and maintained connections across regions. Although Korčula Island has been recognized for its Neolithic heritage, the underwater explorations are revealing new dimensions of these ancient communities. The location of the site, shielded by surrounding islands, has helped preserve it from the erosive effects of strong waves, allowing these ancient structures to remain largely intact for thousands of years. 4. Pavlopetri. Pavlopetri, located off the coast of Laconia in Greece, is the oldest known submerged city in the world, dating back around 5,000 years. Located in Vatica Bay, near the island of Elafonisos, this ancient city now rests approximately 5 meters underwater. Believed to have been inhabited around 2800 BC, Pavlopetri looks like a well-planned city, one that could exist today too. The city features a grid-like street layout with roads, pathways, residential areas, and various public areas. It's clear that this city was once home to a lot of intelligent people. The discovery of Pavlopetri first came in 1904, when geologist Fokion Negri reported the site. However, it wasn't until oceanographer Dr. Nicholas Fleming mapped the city in 1967 that it gained significant attention. A year later, in 1968, a team from the University of Cambridge conducted excavations, revealing extensive remains of this ancient city. Archaeologists have identified at least 15 buildings at the site, some with as many as 12 rooms, all full of artifacts that are still being studied today. 5. Thonis Herakleion. Thonis Herakleion, an ancient Egyptian city, was once the largest port in the Mediterranean before Alexandria was founded. Located approximately 20 miles northeast of Alexandria, near the canopic mouth of the Nile, its remains are submerged in Abu Qir Bay, about 4.3 miles off the current coast, under roughly 19 feet of water. Founded around the 12th century BC, Thonis Herakleion served as Egypt's main port. It played a significant role in the region's economy and culture, linking Egypt with various Mediterranean civilizations. The city was rediscovered in 2000 by underwater archaeologist Frank Goddio and his team, who located it after it had been lost for over 1,000 years. Known only from ancient texts and inscriptions, Thonis Herakleion had been submerged and forgotten. Built on a series of islands interconnected by canals, basically underwater roads, Thonis Herakleion featured extensive harbors and wharves, as well as monumental buildings. Key structures included temples dedicated to deities such as Amun and Khonsu. Excavations have revealed numerous artifacts, including massive statues, inscriptions, coins, and everyday items, which offer valuable insights into the city's daily life and religious practices. 6. Baia. Baiae, located on the northwest shore of the Gulf of Naples, was an ancient Roman city famous for its luxury. Established around 100 BC, it quickly became a popular retreat for Rome's elite, including figures like Julius Caesar, Nero, and Hadrian. Known for its hot springs and extravagant villas, Baiae was the go-to spot for the wealthy who wanted to indulge in fine dining and leisure activities. The city gained a reputation for hedonism and excess, often being described as a den of licentiousness where Romans came to enjoy the high life. However, it all came to an end because of a geological phenomenon called bradyseism, which caused the ground to gradually sink due to volcanic activity. As a result, significant portions of the city are now submerged under about 20 feet of water. Natural disasters and invasions, especially during Muslim raids in the 8th century, further contributed to its decline, and the city ended up being abandoned. Underwater archaeology has uncovered many of Baiai's secrets, revealing ruins of villas, bathhouses, and other structures that highlight the city's sophisticated architecture. 7. Lion City. Lion City, also known as Xicheng, is an ancient submerged city located beneath Qiandao Lake in Zhejiang Province, China. Established during the Eastern Han Dynasty around 25-200 AD, Xicheng later flourished during the Ming and Qing dynasties 1368-1912. The city was intentionally flooded in 1959 to create a reservoir for the Xinan River hydroelectric dam. This flooding displaced approximately 300,000 people and submerged Xicheng under about 131 feet of water. Remarkably well preserved due to its underwater setting, Xicheng is often referred to as a time capsule. The city features impressive structures, including temples, residential buildings, and paved roads, all protected from weathering. Its architectural highlights include 5 entrance gates, more than the usual 4, 265 archways, and intricate stone statues of lions, dragons, and phoenixes. The city spans about 0.2 square miles. Xicheng remained hidden from view until it was rediscovered in 2001 during a Chinese government expedition. 8. Ulus. Ulus, or Plus, was an ancient city located off the coast of Alunda in Crete, Greece. Founded around the 8th century BC, Ulus was a prominent Dorian city-state and an important fortified port. During its peak, it connected Crete with other Greek and Mediterranean islands, doing extremely well during the Hellenistic period. The city began to submerge in the 4th century AD, likely because of seismic activity and landslides. It's believed that it sank around 780 AD. Today, the ruins of Ulus lie submerged under approximately 2 to 5 meters of water. Underwater exploration has revealed segments of ancient buildings, roads, and public structures. There are intricate mosaic floors with birds and fish here, which were likely part of chapels within the city. This was no ordinary city, yet it sits under the water just as a memory of the past. 9. Atlit Yam. Atlit Yam, an ancient submerged settlement, is believed to have been inhabited between 6900 and 6300 BC, making it one of the oldest known underwater communities. The site was discovered in 1984 by marine archaeologist Ehud Galili during a survey for shipwrecks. Atlit Yam lies about 35 feet underwater off the coast of Israel. The site has remains of rectangular houses, roads, hearths, and even a well built from dry stone walling. The well, with a diameter of 5 feet and a depth of 20 feet, had in it artifacts and animal bones. But what this place is known the most for is having an underwater Stonehenge. It's got a stone semicircle with 7 megaliths, each weighing around 1,300 pounds. These stones, marked with cup marks, are believed to have been used for water rituals, indicating significant cultural practices. Archaeological findings also include several flexed burials and a variety of tools such as bonefish hooks, arrowheads, sickle blades, and axes. The presence of animal bones suggests that fishing and hunting were crucial for the community's subsistence. The human remains discovered at Atlit Yam have shown evidence of tuberculosis, which is among the earliest known cases. Some skeletons show signs of ear damage, likely from diving for seafood. This is one of the very few underwater cities that actually brought us insight into the people that lived here too. 10. Gold Road. While most of the underwater civilizations had regular rock or pebble roads, this next one is something different. If you were to walk on the seabed here, you'd be walking on a road made entirely out of gold coins. In 1964, ocean explorer Kip Wagner and his team from the Real 8 Corporation made a discovery off the coast of Florida while exploring shipwrecks from the 1715 Spanish treasure fleet. The site was full of gold coins and other valuable artifacts. The initial exploration began in May 1964, when Mel Fisher started diving at the site. Their efforts quickly unearthed over 1,000 gold coins, with subsequent dives continuing to uncover even more treasure. The total value of the recovered treasure is estimated to be around $400 million, including not just gold coins, but also silver and various artifacts. The site has remained a treasure hunting hotspot over the years. In 2015, a family of divers found gold coins worth $1 million, underscoring that valuable artifacts may still lie beneath the sea. How did it all get there? Well, the treasure originates from the 1715 Spanish treasure fleet, which sank during a hurricane while returning to Spain from the Americas. The fleet was carrying a lot of gold and silver intended for the Spanish crown, and it was all left there, only to be found decades later. This isn't the only strange underwater discovery. 11. Stranded locomotives. In 1985, scuba diver Paul Hepler made an underwater discovery near Long Branch, New Jersey. At first, this one sounds so crazy that no one would believe it, but it's true. While surveying with a magnetometer, Hepler's device detected a significant anomaly on the ocean floor about 90 feet deep. When he dived to investigate, he was astonished to find two small locomotive engines, specifically 222T models, upright and side by side on the seabed. These locomotives, believed to be rare Planet-class engines from the mid-19th century, power typically used in train yards. So them being underwater was very strange. The engines, constructed from heavy materials, were still visible, although many parts had been stripped away. One whistle was inscribed with H.N. Hooper, Boston, No. 3, connecting the locomotives to the H.N. Hooper Company, a known manufacturer of metalworks from that era. Despite their exposure to the ocean environment, the massive boilers and wheels remained largely intact, though encrusted with marine growth, and the wooden cabins had decayed long ago. No one knows for sure how these trains got here, but it's believed that they were dumped or accidentally fell into the water during transport in the 1800s. 12. Rock shark. In 2002, divers exploring Lake Neuchâtel in Switzerland were left terrified. They thought they were face to face with one of the scariest creatures in the open waters, but it was actually a large shark statue lying at the lake's bottom. Measuring about 20 feet long and crafted from fiberglass, the statue's exact origins haven't really been confirmed. The statue's design suggests it might be a prop from SHOCKS, a 1975 experimental film made by a group of 176 kids from Neuchâtel, which was never completed. Some speculate that the statue could have been placed in the lake as a prank to startle unsuspecting divers. With its mouth gaping open and rows of sharp teeth exposed, the statue presents a menacing appearance. Over time, it has become encrusted with seaweed and barnacles, causing it to blend in with the murky lake bottom. Positioned upright at a depth of around 90 feet, it creates a striking illusion of a real shark lurking beneath the water's surface, one that anyone would get scared of during a dive. 13. SS Thistlegorm. The SS Thistlegorm, an armed freighter full of military cargo, set off in 1940. On June Snow in 1941, it was set to travel from Glasgow to Alexandria, Egypt, carrying a lot of wartime supplies. It had Bedford trucks, Universal Carrier armored vehicles, motorcycles, aircraft parts, along with other weapons. Tragically, the ship never reached its destination. It struck mines and sank near the Suez Canal, eventually becoming lost and forgotten amidst the chaos of World War II. However, local fishermen continued to remember it was supposed to get there. The SS Thistlegorm remained a hidden treasure until the 1950s, when Jacques Cousteau, a pioneering diver, discovered it on the ocean floor. By then, the ship had rusted significantly, but its cargo was still remarkably intact. Cousteau managed to recover a motorcycle, the captain's safe, and the ship's bell, all in great condition. 14. The Sea of Galilee structure. In 2003, researchers using sonar technology to explore the seabed of the Sea of Galilee in Israel stumbled upon an extraordinary find. Instead of the smooth, unremarkable ocean floor they expected, they discovered a massive underwater structure made entirely of rocks. This immense formation measures 230 feet in width and rises 32 feet high, with a staggering weight of around 60,000 tons. The origins of this structure are as strange and interesting as its size. Estimated to be between 2,000 and 12,000 years old, its purpose remains a mystery. Some suggest it could be an ancient monument or a burial site, but it also seems like a structure that was once on ground. Now that the water of this area is lowering, it's possible this site will turn up outside of the water once more, and we can learn a lot more about what it is that way. 15. Baltic Sea Anomaly. In June 2011, the Ocean X diving team, led by Peter Lindberg and Dennis Aberg, were making their way across Sweden and Finland. While scanning the seabed for shipwrecks, they detected an unusual underwater feature at a depth of about 300 feet. The sonar images revealed a large, circular object roughly 200 feet in diameter, which appeared to have stair-like formations and ramps. The anomaly, dubbed Baltic Sea Anomaly, has been described by some as resembling a crashed UFO. However, many scientists and experts gave a more conventional explanation. They think that the feature is likely a natural geological formation, like a drumlin, a type of hill formed by glacial activity during the last ice age. Further investigation into the site involved sampling materials from the anomaly. Geologists, including Volker Bruchert from Stockholm University, analyzed these samples and found that they primarily consisted of granites, gneisses, and sandstones, typical of glacial deposits. A basaltic rock was also discovered, which is unusual for the region, but not entirely out of place. Unless that was just what they wanted everyone to think, and the truth is a lot more questionable. 16. The Order Caves. The Order Caves, located near the village of Order in Russia's Perm-Krai region, were discovered in the 1960s, but the caves gained significant attention as a diving site in 1994. These aren't ordinary caves. They have beautiful gypsum formations, which create a bright and reflective environment, unlike typical limestone caves. Stretching over about 3.1 miles, the Order Caves feature a network of submerged corridors and chambers, including underwater lakes. Since the early 2000s, the Order Caves have become a popular destination for cave divers and speleologists from around the world. While there might be no explanation for these caves, you can't deny that they might just be the most beautiful thing to exist in the open waters. 17. Yonaguni Monument. The Yonaguni Monument, an underwater rock formation located off the coast of Yonaguni Island in Japan, has been very popular since its discovery in 1986. Diva Kihachiro Arataki stumbled upon the site while exploring for hammerhead sharks, noticing unusual formations on the seabed that resembled man-made structures. The monument is notable for its impressive scale, measuring approximately 328 feet long and 197 feet wide, with features such as straight edges, terraces, and what appear to be steps. Rising about 82 feet from the ocean floor, its size and structure have led to speculation about its origins. Two primary theories address the monument's origins. Some researchers, including marine geologist Masaki Kimura, think that it might be evidence of an ancient civilization, possibly linked to the Jomon people of Japan. They think that the monument could have served as a ceremonial site or part of a larger submerged city. While there are also researchers that believe the monument might just be a natural formation, the way it's built suggests otherwise. 18. The RMS Republic. The RMS Republic, a luxury ocean liner, sank on January 23, 1909, after colliding with the Italian steamship SS Florida in thick fog off the coast of Nantucket, Massachusetts. The collision, which damaged the Republic's hull and disabled her engines, led to her sinking the next day while being towed to New York. Despite the severe damage, the loss of life was minimal, with only 6 fatalities reported out of over 1,500 passengers and crew. The wreck of the Republic, resting about 270 feet underwater, became the largest shipwreck of its time, only for the Titanic to overshine it 3 years later. 19. Cleopatra's Sunken Palace. In 1998, the underwater ruins of Cleopatra's Palace were uncovered in the harbor of Alexandria, Egypt. Cleopatra's Palace is thought to have been on the island of Antirodos, part of ancient Alexandria, founded by Alexander the Great in 331 BC. The discovery was made by French archaeologist Frank Godillot and his team in the 1990s. They found grand structures, including columns, statues, and sphinxes. There was also a statue believed to represent the god Serapis, a bust of Caesarion, Cleopatra's son with Julius Caesar, and lots of red granite columns. Over 20,000 objects have been recovered, including everyday items that shed light on life during Cleopatra's era. 20. Cenote Angelita. Cenote Angelita, located in the Yucatan Peninsula of Mexico, is about 17 kilometers south of Tulum and surrounded by lush jungle. The cenote plunges to a maximum depth of around 197 feet, making it only for experienced divers. One of the most interesting aspects of Cenote Angelita is its hydrogen sulfide layer, found at about 98 feet. This thick, cloudy layer, formed from the decomposition of organic matter, creates a surreal river effect beneath the water's surface. When you're there, it looks like you've traveled to a different dimension, one that just can't be explained in words. This is a location you need to see to believe. 21. Ice Age Forest, Alabama. The underwater forest off the Alabama coast is a unique discovery, featuring a 50,000 to 60,000-year-old cypress forest submerged about 60 feet underwater in the Gulf of Mexico. Located roughly 15 miles south of Gulf shores, the forest was revealed in 2004, uncovering remarkably well-preserved cypress stumps and roots that had been protected in an oxygen-free environment. The site, once a freshwater swamp during the last ice age, now serves as a habitat for marine life, functioning like a coral reef. Efforts are ongoing to protect the forest by designating it as part of the National Marine Sanctuary System and preventing commercial exploitation. But companies all over the world are trying to get a piece of this perfectly preserved forest, even though that might mean losing it for good. 22. The Great Blue Hole. The Great Blue Hole, located off the coast of Belize near Lighthouse Reef, is an underwater sinkhole you can see from space. Spanning about 1,043 feet in diameter and reaching a depth of 407 feet, it is one of the world's largest marine sinkholes. Formed during Quaternary glaciation, the blue hole's structure evolved over 153,000 years as rising sea levels flooded a pre-existing cave system. It gained international fame in 1971 when Jacques Cousteau declared it a premier diving site. The blue hole hosts diverse marine life, including hammerhead and bull sharks. Recent exploration in 2018 uncovered a hydrogen sulfide layer at around 300 feet deep, where visibility drops significantly. So while this sinkhole has been researched for a long time, no human has really seen everything it has to offer just yet. And well, would you be willing to check any of these out in person?